Hi guys, can you hear me okay? I have not done live for a long time, so I'm like super nervous right now. Let's see if you can hear me. Hi! Thank you so much for joining this channel and subscribing to it. How have you guys been? It's so awkward right now because I have not done this such a long time. Hi Dan. Oh my god, Florida. Is the audio okay? Can you hear me okay, guys? Hi from Ireland. Oh my god, I miss Ireland. Hey Gabriel. Hi guys. So thank you for joining today's live. So I hope the internet is gonna be okay. What's going on? So last time this happened again, and I'm like so heartbroken why this kind of anyway. You guys like hi from Louisiana and Germany. It's can you guys see me okay? Alright. This seems not okay. Now I can see at least the letters. So I have been traveling quite some time, and I just got back from New York. Hi Jen, you're so... Oh, you finally finished my book? Thank you so much for reading it. It's amazing. The book came out almost 5 years ago now, and still it's been continued to be read by a lot of people, and because of you guys doing that, so I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you so much for your interview the other day. Please ask your viewers to check it out. Thank you, Ben. Of course, I will. Yeah, Ben and I had this awesome interview, and I will share the link with you guys after this. So, oh my gosh, Lily, thank you for reading the book. Today, I turned on this live. First of all, one was just really checking you guys how you all have been doing, and also reporting you on very exciting news that has been happening in North Korea for the last couple of weeks. It's been quite sad, right? Did you guys see that news where I think Fox reported that Kim Jong-un was banning skinny jeans and the mullet, the hairstyle, and sentencing people to the concentration camp for wearing skinny jeans? And now with the Biden administration, the North Korean news barely make it to anything, and now there's no coverage whatsoever. And this is such a sad time, even though things are getting a lot harder for the people. North Korea do not get any coverage. So that's why today I turned on camera to make sure that updating with you guys what's happening to the country, and also, you know, see what you guys been curious about and having any questions for me. And so that's gonna be our agenda today. First news is about the news that I really wanted to share with you today is the other day we heard the South Korean news reported that there were a lot of leaflets were spread in the middle of Pyongyang, in the capital. And the leaflets were literally saying that death to Kim Jong-un, the Kim Yo-jong, Kim Jong-un sister is evil, and Kim Jong-un is ruining the country, and that we are not slaves. And these leaflets were spread in massive amount inside the Pyongyang. This is like the first time ever something like this happened. I mean, we were trying to reach leaflets inside the Pyongyang, but it never got that far, and this never scare. And this shows how much North Korea is changing under Kim Jong-un. The people are actually realizing every single day that they are not slaves to the regime, and they are not less afraid, I think, becoming less and less afraid, risking their lives to revolt. I wish that this news was made to Western media, but of course it was just only covered in the South Korean media. And I really thought we might actually see liberty in North Korea in our lifetime. Will this trend continue? I think this might possible. And so that was like quick updates on what's going on. And now I'm here to answer any question you might have. So any question you have, ask me please. So how do you know these infos? So Mario's asked. I think it's a really good question. So I wanted to say that, so since I've been doing this YouTube channel, and do you guys know that I also have a South Korean channel with my North Korean colleague? So that channel is being viewed by a lot of elites from North Korea who are working abroad in China, Russia, and the other like the Southeast Asia and Middle East even. And they actually have been reaching out to us that they want to escape, and in the middle of pandemic, we don't know how to rescue those people. So we do have sources, the elites North Korea working abroad, like China, Russia mainly. Those are the main source of information. And the second is, of course, our relatives and the family members in the border towns. So we have brokers inside North Korea, but normally they are located in the border town, so they can use a Chinese cell phone with Chinese signal. Because North Korea do not have internet, and their phones cannot make the international phone calls. You cannot like call somebody in North Korea right now. So we smuggle phones through China border to North Korea within the North Korea border town. Then we call Chinese number, and that's how I speak to North Korean brokers inside North Korea. And sometimes they call using the North Korean phone to call somebody in North Korea with a speakerphone. So it's like an entire operation that we do to reach out to people inside North Korea right now. And the information comes out. I know most of North Korean elite defectors in South Korea, and they have really top information, and also the people that I know, the ones that are always in the border towns. So in various channels, and also most of the news that South Korea, Japan reports do not make it to mainstream American news. So that's like this time those leaflet news came out South Korean media, and that's how I know. And it is amazing like how much do not get covered in American media right now when it comes to North Korea at least. I mean, during this COVID, guys, I've been just sitting at home working, and you don't talk to actual a live person. I've been talking to words, so it's a miracle that I have someone to talk to right now. You rescued me from my lonely home. My voice is finally coming back since I've been not spoken any word out loud at home by myself. So Laura asked, is your family in North Korea still good? I spoke about this in the past. No, they are not. Because I spoke out against the regime after my escape. The regime, did something called the guilt by association. They punished 3 generations of my family who were related to me. And I don't know if they've been executed or sent to concentration camp. But whatever it was, even going to concentration camp means death anyway. So they all have been punished. So let's see what other questions if you guys have. If you could travel anywhere right now, where would you go? I want to go to Europe. I love European countries. It has a very rich history. So I definitely want to go to Europe right now. So a lot of people have been asking me, so what other questions? Thank you for your kind words. If you get, what actions would need to be taken for North Korean people to be freed? I think it's very simple, guys. Speak out against Chinese Communist Party. That's all you need to do. North Korea and this human rights crisis is solely responsible because Chinese Communist Party has been sponsoring Kim Jong-un all these years. Even people keep saying like, oh, the Kim Jong-un is a problem. Like, yeah, Kim Jong-un is only there because Xi Jinping supports him. Without Chinese Communist Party support, North Korean regime cannot even last one day. That's how simple it is. But right now in the Western democratic countries, even the big corporations like Nike, Adidas do not speak against this injustice by Chinese Communist Party. And I think the most important thing that what we do right now is raising this awareness about how China is responsible for the suffering of North Korean people. I mean, yeah, Kim Jong-un is of course responsible, but then who is enabling him? That is China. And the lack of knowledge of in the world right now, how much damage that China is causing is shocking. In this information age that we have access to all this kind of information, it all gets like censored by mainstream media. And all these corporations and stars like LeBron James being bought by China. And the people who fight for justice in America do not want to fight for other people in other country. The hypocrisy, inconsistency, and corruption is blocking people know about who is actually responsible for North Korean people's, suffering. And I think that's the main thing that you guys can help me to do is like sharing my videos and sharing other North Korean people's videos to educating the public, and eventually that people are gonna demand our politicians in America, European countries, other countries to act against Chinese government. And I think that can bring freedom to my people, and so many other people are suffering right now because Chinese Communist Party right now. So Linda, thank you for your generous donation. How can we best help? As I said, first guys, help me spread this word by sharing videos and telling your friends about the harm that China causing in this world. Second is get involved with the non-profits. I made this video in the past about, the title is How to Help North Koreans literally, and in that video detail section there are non-profits that I recommend that you can get involved. Some of these non-profits actually rescue North Korean defectors right now from China. The girls who are like me being sold as a sex slaves to Chinese men, we can rescue these girls to freedom. If you have $2,000, you can rescue one girl from China to freedom, to America, South Korea, wherever you want. And if you don't have money, then you still can volunteer to these non-profits who are helping North Korean defectors with teaching them English, and also teach them, mentorship them, and giving them advice. And other organization that I support is getting information, the outside information inside North Korea. So there are various non-profit that you can contribute to. It doesn't have to be only money. It can be your talent and time. So I think those kind of action can be very helpful to help North Korean people right now. So, oh my God, thank you so much, Saptars. You gotta teach me how to pronounce your name someday. Why interest does China have in supporting Kim? That's a great question. Why the China supporting Kim Jong-un, right? All this time, China has been the biggest ally of North Korea. So when after World War II ended, there's two countries, right? South Korea and North Korea. South Korea was supported by the US. North Korea was supported by the Soviet Union and China. And actually, funny enough, Mao's son died in Korean War by defending North Korea from the Western democratic countries. So that's how much China was invested in North Korea. There's a saying that China always say, the relationship between North Korea and China is like between your lips and your teeth. So without your lips, you cannot really eat or talk. But with your teeth, without your teeth, you also cannot eat or talk. So they're interdependent. They need each other to survive in this world. I think this codependence coming from because South Korea and Japan and America is like the democratic country. So if North Korea falls, that democracy, that movement is gonna come to right next their door. And internally, China is struggling, right? There's Tibet, Xinjiang, so many regions wanna be independent. And in this internal struggle, if China lets North Korea become South Korea prosperous, people have rights to freedom of speech, all of that, Chinese people will automatically want it. So North Korea is in a way a buffer zone to protect Chinese people not exposed to freedom and the Western democratic like the values. That is also the main reason. But another reason also recent years that China has been using North Korea as a leverage against the USA. So if North Korea does a lot of nuclear tests, missiles, blah, blah, causing a lot of instability, then of course the first thing America gonna do is going to talk China about it and then begging China to stop North Korea. So now China can say, okay, America, listen to me. You do this for me. If you do that for me, I can talk to Kim Jong-Un and ask him to stop this missile test. So various reasons, North Korea became very useful tool for China to use right now. And because of this politics, because of the guys like Xi Jinping, the Communist Party, and Kim Jong-un, who wants to be God in this 21st century, that people are suffering because of this corrupt politics that people are suffering right now. So John, thank you so much. Yeonmi, I'm so sorry for your family. You are beautiful and I love your channel. Thank you. I'm glad that you are speaking out against North Korea. Thank you so much. I know like it's gonna be my forever dilemma for me to always figure out, like, was it worth it to risk that many lives to speak out against the regime? I will never know, like I will never know that. But every day, you know, I have to go through what I went through because I have seen so much darkness. You know, I cannot be just now happy like, oh, I can eat hamburger, I can eat pizza, I can be now my struggle is over, right? That's not how simple human beings are. And in a way, I'm desperate to find the meaning in my life every single day so I can get up in the morning and get out of my bed and live life with a meaning, and that helps me. So I don't know why I survived, but I hope there's a meaning why I survived. And when I was literally speaking out, I did not know that I was risking my family's lives. I knew that I was risking my own life, and I was okay with that. But then I just did not know the regime was gonna go after a family. Like, I was literally 13 when I escaped. It's not like I was exposing the nuclear tests and those like top military secrets to the world. I was literally saying the things that what every North Korean spoke about and what the UN spoke about, like starvation, systemic oppression, public execution, all these general things that everybody knew I spoke about, and regime would go after me that viciously. I didn't expect. And of course, I'm still like endangering my life every single day, but I really try my best to make the price that my relatives paid for me to having that voice and make that worth it. So you guys are helping me to do that, and I am like eternally grateful for that. So let's see. Thank you guys, Diana. Let's see. Elizabeth, you should do a collaboration with ADV China. Shout out to Libby. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna look it up. ADV China. I'm gonna take a photo of it so I can follow up. it is even in the YouTube space. I've been connecting to a lot of other YouTubers, and it has been unbelievable how much China has been paying even the YouTubers to defend China and not speak ill of Chinese government. So it's so sad, like how many corporations, celebrity, even Hollywood, every this big corporation, mainstream sectors bought by China, even the Ivy League schools, like the academia, like media, every single branch now be bought by China. It is unbelievable how this like democracy is losing against this evil, and I think it is our job as individuals to guard our freedom and our rights and stand up against this injustice. Yeah, China can make people disappear anywhere. This is how I say that. Yeah, I agree. They are so powerful that I really worry that at some point we may like lose the power to stop this huge evil, and then I don't know what the world is gonna be like if we lose in this battle between justice and between China, and what's gonna happen to entire humanity. Are we gonna be forever enslaved? And that is totally possible. So let's see the other questions. Greetings are from Ireland. I love Ireland. So are you familiar with the Starlink and how it can be used to help the North Koreans? It sounds very familiar. I would love to know about that. So do elites really know what is going on? Jerry is asked. Yes, the elites know what is really going on. That I wasn't sure, but only recently I came to this realization because, guys, I've been receiving so many requests from North Korean elites who are working abroad. So this another shocking thing is, so I told about those like hackers like Kim Jong-Un like trains and try to this character assassinate people like me and other people. And when Kim Jong-un like dispatched these workers abroad working for the regime, like working in Europe, China, Russia, the regime do not even pay these workers who are working tirelessly for the regime. And they're using this ideology called self-reliance. So asking these workers to figure out what they're gonna eat and their rent while they are like working as a hacker for Kim Jong-un in China. So, I mean, these technologists and these other workers been reaching out to me that their life is so horrible even as an elite in abroad. And they want to escape. So I was really confused, like how Kim Jong-un be this dumb? Like he doesn't even provide the basic necessity for the elite to survive when they work abroad, like for the regime. And I think this shows that how desperate Kim Jong-un also is, and also how unstable now the loyalty from the elites for the regime. And I truly believe that if the international community continue to speak out for the people of North Korean people and their human rights, and if we continue to our increased pressure on China to stop sponsoring Kim Jong-un, we might be able to see change in that country within like even 5 years time. And also especially seeing that how many elites from North Korea want to escape, this is like shocking. Because elites were happy under Kim Jong-il, the second Kim, and Kim Il-sung. And this is the first time the elites became super unhappy with the regime. And I think Kim Jong-un is definitely playing with fire right now, that he's not, he doesn't care about anybody other than himself. And you don't have any alliance with anybody. You cannot run the entire dictatorship with the 25 million people. So yeah, Kim Jong-un is, I don't know, is he being reckless or being ignorant? I really don't know, but he's definitely playing something very dangerous right now. So, Wes, did I say you did a collab with them? ADV China is run by Matt and Win Winston, okay. You're on. Oh, the Lowy 86, is that right, Matt? Okay, yeah, that was amazing. Thank you. So, Saptarshi, right? Saptarshi. Yeonmi, your podcast to the Lowy 86 was amazing. Okay, that was the run by. Yeah, I would love to do something with them again, but he and I have the same problem. Like all our videos get continue to be demonetized by YouTube. And I have a Patreon. I was sharing that with my Patreon account. That they say like believe her, right? Whenever women accuse men of raping them, of sexually assault them, their mantra now in mainstream is like believe her, no matter the evidence. So I was making videos about how North Korean women being raped in China by Chinese men. How North Korean women raped by this Communist Party in North Korea by this like military men. And they were demonetizing all these videos and saying this does not meet the YouTube guideline. So what happened to Me Too and what happened to Believe Her? So it only applies when women raped in Western democracy countries. I guess when women raped by capitalists, I guess they're gonna believe it. But when women raped by communists, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to even talk about it. So this is a hypocrisy, sickening, and it is like we definitely need more content creators like Matt and other people who can just continuously show us the hypocrisy and the world that we are living in right now, how injustice, how corrupt this is right now. Like if I really didn't start YouTube channel, I would not know how corrupt the media would be, and take these giants, how much power they would have, and how much power they have even shaping my thoughts and mind, my worldview. And it is unbelievable like how many people do not understand that we are being shaped by these tech monopolies every single day. They're shaping how we think, what to believe, and in a way it's like it's another brainwashing. In some ways even more powerful, because in North Korea when I was brainwashed, like there was no outside information, right? So it was in a way like I was okay. Maybe when you're in this like black hole of information, no outside information, no internet, it makes sense people get brainwashed. But now being in this information age, people still get brainwashed and people still develop this like tunnel vision. And of course like tech is the main tool for that. So this is so scary right now, that like how we can be shaped by certain things so easily, and people were laughing at me like, is North Korean people are dumb, why are they brainwashed, why do they know that Kims are dictators? And like I was like asking them, what about you guys, you are living in this country and still so brainwashed? And it really makes me question like human nature, you know. It is fascinating to see what humans are capable. Hi Vincent, thank you for your continuing to be a shining star for North Korean people. Your words are making a difference. Thank you, Vincent. And Vincent is my Patreon. Thank you for my Patreons, and they are also doing the moderation today in this chat. So thank you guys for your support as always. So let's see. Thank you, Mary. So can people vote against the Workers' Party? TUSW asked. So in North Korea, we do have election. Do you know that North Korea is a DPRK, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea? So it's democracy according to them. We have election, and it's not like your choice. If not voting is not an option, you're gonna go to jail for it. When you go to ballot box, there is a person standing there watching you, and there's only one candidate already designated by the party. And it's public vote, everyone can see who you vote. So that's the voting like in North Korea. Literally, there's a gun pointing right next to you. If you don't vote, you're gonna get killed. And also, you don't even have any option anyway. You get the one ballot is already designated by the party. You put in the right box, and what people are like watching you, and the guards watching you. So there's no way you can vote against the party, Communist Party. That is impossible. That is not even an option. So in North Korea, people do not even know how the voting works in a democratic countries. I haven't voted because I'm not a citizen. I don't know how it's gonna even feel like having that many candidates and having the freedom to choose whoever you want. And so it is so funny how these dictatorship countries are so shameless calling themselves a democracy. So what question should I go for? So how you feel that South Korea President meet Biden? Andrew asked. I don't know how many guys are following the South Korean news. South Korean president is abandoning almost the alliance between the U.S. For China. So South Korea became a puppet state of China already. It does whatever Xi Jinping asks of him. And of course, Moon Jae-in is also, the South Korean president is sympathizer of Kim Jong-Un. And it has been such a fascinating and scary thing to see how fast the democracy falls. That prosperous country like South Korea that we all, like shocked and in a surprised way, that country is now falling and just became a puppet state of China. I mean, China owns South Korea now. China owns so many parts of Africa. It's like America. So many countries owned by China. So it's not a surprise, but it was really sad to see that how America was losing their ally that quickly. And now, we cannot even trust South Korea anymore as an ally at this point. So let's see some other question. So how much does North Korea resemble the Nobel 1984? Yeah, I used to compare North Korea to 1984 in the past, and in some ways it became a lot like 1984, and some ways a lot not like 1984. So I'm going to talk about the ways that it became a lot like 1984. The technology that has been developing, like the facial recognition, those like camera system, has made North Korea look way more like 1984. So North Korea cannot even afford the electricity in this 21st century, has been importing this technology from China, this facial recognition cameras especially. So they put them on the border towns and the borders and around the towns. So regime can see who is the outsider is coming to that town. So in North Korea, guys, you are not only controlled, not leaving the country, but you are controlled within a country. So for instance, now, in Chicago right now, I can say okay, I'm gonna have a sleepover at someone hotel. I can do that right now, right? But North Koreans, you do not even have a freedom to have a sleepover within your own town. This is how control freak the regime is. So everybody have to sleep in a designated home that night. That regime designate you. You cannot just go to a motel or hotel, say I'm gonna sleep over tonight and pay them. You have to get a permission from authority to have a sleepover. So they make sure that no outsider from other town going into this town and putting the cameras, the regime can know that this person is not registered in this region. So that is definitely way more like 1984, and everybody's watching, right? The big brother is watching you all the time. And the parts that became less like 1984 is in the 1984, a lot of people do not question. They do believe that that they are in war with other countries and they are living in the best country. It used to be like that. Even when I was there, it was like that. I was completely believing that there was nothing to envy, that I was, I had the best leader in this world. I was so thankful to having Kim as my leader. But now a lot of North Koreans actually know, because of the outside information, that they are not living in the socialist paradise. But the only people got is a fear, that fear of death, fear of their 3 generations of their family. Because of that, people are obeying, not because they are actually grateful to be in that country. So some parts are changing, but the fear part is been increasing, especially with Kim Jong-un, that he's a merciless guy, that when he executes people, it used to be just like normal guns shooting people. Now Kim Jong-un using the artillery to kill people, the guns that you shoot down the airplanes. So imagine you shoot people with that artillery. Do you know what happens? The human bodies become, the flashes become into pieces that you don't even recognize their faces anymore. Like they become almost like just dust. And this fear causing people to want to be obedient no matter what. This like forever traumatize your brain. And that's what Kim Jong-un has been using. So it's been horrifying, like how a human can be this evil. Like when Kim Jong-il, right, the second Kim, I was thinking, how can anybody worse than that? And every Kim comes in, like it proves to be wrong. Like every Kim comes in, like, oh my God, yeah, you can be definitely worse than that. And I think like seeing like people after going through Holocaust, right? That the Victor, who was a book wrote that like men searching for meaning, right? You keep questioning what it means to be human. And I think Dr. Jordan Peterson also talks about in his book 12 Rules for Life, right? The human nature. And humans are so capable of like evil that we can't even imagine, but also we can so capable of being good. And I think North Korean regime is demonstration that like when we do not stop evil, it does not know when to stop. And that's why we have to fight against it. Otherwise, they are never gonna stop on their own. So, okay, let's see. Thank you guys for joining today. Today is a Thursday night and hearing about what is happening to North Korea. I don't know, like, how do I get the President Biden to care about North Korean human rights issue? He seems like he really wants to care about human rights in America, but somehow he doesn't want to care about for other people. And this is still like challenging for me to understand. Like, if you care about human rights for a certain group, how do you not care about other people, right? And so that's what I've been always doing. I try to be fair. Like all lives matter, literally. Nobody choose your color of your skin. Nobody choose your birthplace. And the fact that people punish for their color of skin, for their birthplace, this is an injustice that we need to end. And right now in America, it is so sad how people are obsessed with certain groups' rights and do not want to apply the same care, same attention for all other people's rights. And that is also injustice that we must end. So let's see. So let's see what questions should I be answering. Yeonmi, do you like kimchi? That's a fun question. I do like kimchi. I'm Korean, guys. When I was in North Korea, that's all I ate too. So I cannot live without kimchi. My mom cannot live without kimchi. I have to eat kimchi. I used to eat kimchi every single meal, like any Korean would do. Nowadays, I became like less of it, but I still love kimchi. So do you I love how people asking me these like food questions. Let's see. So are you hoping for a military intervention? So that is a long, so off the cuff adventure. Thank you so much for your generous donation. And let's see, Chris, I enjoy watching your videos. Just wanted to thank you for all you do. I appreciate you. Keep it going. Thank you very much. And damn, is it right? I missed you there. Dan, for you, thank you very much for that. So be careful your amazing moment. Thank you, Dan. So do I support like military intervention? I don't know how many guys have seen my guest interviews with the other North Korean defectors. So it was fascinating to talking to other North Koreans, because when you are in North Korea, we can never talk about politics, right? We can never ask you, what do you think about this? So it was even me too asking another North Koreans about what they thought about politics and what future of North Korea was such a learning experience. When I spoke to like Nina, Sherry, Luna, or other like North Koreans on the channel, they all said their parents told them the only way to end Kim Jong-un's regime, Kim's regime, was for someone to invade and physically remove the dictatorship, because China is backing the regime. North Korean people will never ever have enough power to fight against China. So the fact that even the revolution is gonna be, if there's a coup happens, right? The people, like every single North Korean, decide, okay, we're gonna fight for our freedom. But then, like, we saw what happens with the Hong Kong this time, guys. 75% of Hong Kongers went outside on their street and they demanded justice and freedom and individual liberty. What did China do? It wasn't democracy, even though more than half, like 75% of Hong Kongers wanted to be free outside of China. China did not give it to them. So Hong Kong lost because there was a this gigantic Communist Party, Chinese Communist Party was behind it. We could not win. So even though majority of North Korea gonna go on the street and marching and demand the freedom, as long as China supports in the behind, they can never win. China will always place a puppet regime for them, so they can control the North Korean government, North Korean people. Only way, in a way, sadly, the way change can come from is where a government is bigger or as big as China come after them, which is at this current modern world, all we got is the US. US is the last hope to stop China, because no other country is big enough to do that at this point. So I think that is unfortunately why it's not like I'm a warmonger, like I want to see blood on the street, I want to see war. Only way that practical and realistic right now is something that bigger than China or as big as China come and remove it. And that is the USA. So it is, the reality is a lot complicated. People say, I hate war. Who doesn't want, who wants war, right? Nobody wants conflict. Nobody wants this sacrifice, and nobody wants blood, and that we all know that. But then price is the continuation of 25 millions of people's slavery. And of course, if there's a war happens, we are gonna lose a lot of millions of people in South Korea, and that's why also I don't support that. But the thing is, simply you say the military option is out of the table, that is not okay. We need to consider every option. It is the same thing going back to World War II. Of course, it was heartbreaking those people in Japan died from the nuclear bomb the US dropped. But think about how many people that bomb saved. At least that bomb liberated my people. Without that bomb dropping in Japan, Japan would not let us to be independent. They would continue to colonize us raping our women. Do you guys know the comfort women, right? The Japanese colonists, when they came, they were raping our women, making our sexual slaves from Korea, Philippines, Thailand, China. So things are never black and white like that. So the fact that I say we need to explore the option of a military intervention, they're like, you say you're crazy, you're a cruel person, and no, like the fact that how many people were saved by that bomb that America dropped, I am grateful for that America took that step to freeing so many people. And sometimes we might come to that with North Korea. We might lose maybe 2-3 millions in South Korea in the border, but we might save 25 million people. And the question is, what are we gonna choose? And in the perfect world, we never have to deal with these monstrous dictators, right? That's a perfect world, but world is not perfect. And I think that's why I really hope that whatever the politician is gonna be, they consider that option and choose the one that saves the most people. Unfortunately, there's always trade-offs, and I think it's so sad that is how the world is like. But we need to consider that option before we see further North Korea developing bombs that is might attacking even the USA. And we have to live with these crazy two dictators in China and North Korea have the mass weapons of destruction and can kill all of us on this earth. That would not be good anymore for anybody in this world. So, is it Tarir has say, when did you discover your love for fashion? Did you know you loved clothes when you was in North Korea? That's a very cute question. So in North Korea, I never even seen fashion magazine, guys. There is no model. Like, there's no Victoria's Secret. Like, there's no laundry or no fashion, nothing. Our clothes, I just talked about how North Korea banned the skinny jeans and the hairstyle, mullet hairstyle. So like that, even what you wear is controlled by the regime. They tell you what to wear, what to listen to, what to watch. So the world of fashion didn't exist. And coming to America, seeing the fashion magazine, I was so confused. And hearing about these models, and I fell in love with the fashion, but not in North Korea. And there are so many jobs that are unknown to North Korean people. I was like, one day people were saying like, oh, you should write a second book. But I thought like, maybe I should have a book for my people, explaining what fashion magazine is, explaining what Playboy magazine is, explaining what strip club is, like explaining what, the food blog is, explaining what cook magazine is. Seriously, like explain what bath is, explain what shower is, explain what like internet is. Can you like what manicure is, what like literally every single thing that we have, North Koreans do not have, because their life standard is like living in the 16th century. Like literally 16th century, we go to river and take bath in the river. I didn't even know what like conditioner was. And like what shampoo is, what is body wash is, what detergent is, right? So like what I have to like write for my people is gonna be unimaginable list of things that I need to explain to them what those are. And when North Korea comes down, like I need to like open another YouTube channel for my people, explain like each items to them, and for of course the things that we know, like any human being know, but of course North Korean people don't know. That's how different planet North Korea is, guys. Like no country is like this, and it's a shame on us that if we like, how do we move forward as a humanity living 25 million human beings are left in that mid-age time. That's like, I remember I was like showing to some of my doctor friends when I was having these sore throats. We don't have like medical devices, right? We don't have this modern medicine. So this like some person in our neighborhood told me that put something on my like here and burning my skin. So he said it's gonna help me with my sore throat. It didn't help obviously, so he said let's burn this, and it doesn't help, then let's burn here. So many people like North Korea got burned skins because of this backwards medicine. And it's so sad like how much we have in this world that we cannot share with other people. And I think this is why I'm fighting for these people. I think it's a shame that if we don't share this prosperity with the other humans when we can, because we got so much here simply. So okay, I think I'm gonna answer 2 more questions, guys. I'm so grateful that you stayed here with me and continuously supporting me and spreading my message, and I'm so grateful for my Patreons again, guys. Thank you for having my back, and thank you guys for watching my videos. So let's see what the last 2 questions gonna be. So bubble gum, is that right? I mean, you have to become an anarchist and nuke and Kim the US only cares for oil. Hong Kong and North Korea are just puppet to the US against China. Yeah, I've been actually, I just started reading this book called The Anarchist Handbook, and I think I need to have a lot of thought transformation to get there. I am libertarian, guys. But the thing is, I still support borders. I still support military defense. I still support very limited government. I do always know the harm of government, the dangers comes with it, that any absolute power gonna corrupt. That's the nature of power. So whenever we give a power to somebody, that's such a dangerous thing that we need to really have always second thoughts. And the ideology of the anarchist has been really challenging my thinking process, how I thought of as an intellectual, but I am not there yet. And this is like where I am. I think the beautiful thing about living in freedom is that you have freedom to change your mind. And this is when I get so angry when in the mainstream media you cannot change your mind, you cannot grow as a thinker. Like you have to believe the one thing and never change your thoughts on it. You cannot evolve as a human being. You gotta be a perfection that they demand you to be right now at this point. And that is such a bizarre and unbelievable thing to demand of a human being, because we are constantly changing and we need to strive to evolve and become better. So I have never have a reservation to become expanding my thoughts and understand different concepts. So thank you so much, Hannah and Armana, for supporting you. Good work. Thank you so much, guys, for your kind words. So last question. What shall we do? I love this Q&A so much. I should do more. Let's see, what other things should we be looking at? So aren't you not worried about your safety? I do. And I keep saying that even this time. Like, did you guys see that how Belarus, the dictator Lukashenko, was kidnapping a journalist like that, hijacking the airplane? The word that we need to fight for is that there should be more accountability when dictators harming dissidents like that. It's not because I'm a dissident. It's because I get so many messages from people saying like, oh, I want to become a human rights activist, I want to become an activist, I want to become a human rights lawyer. And I want all of them to be safe. Like when Kim Jong-Un was killing his half brother in Malaysia with the poison, there was no accountability for killing a human being for Kim Jong-Un. When Saudi Arabia killing the Jamal Khashoggi, the Saudi journalist in the Turkish embassy, chopping off him like a lamb chop, literally in this 21st century, while people like fighting for animals' rights, he was doing that to kill a human being in this 21st century. No accountability whatsoever. So of course when Kim Jong-un kills whatever the way he wants, there's no accountability, but that's not the thing. even if I'm gone, guys, even if I get killed tomorrow, like one thing that I want everyone to know is that that is a word that we need to fight for. Because I mean, like, human rights matters, like human lives matters, like every human life matters, and this is a God-given right, and nobody can take that away from us. And because we want our rights to be respected, that we need to fight for others' rights. I think it's in a way it's a selfish thing to do. Like, if you don't defend human rights, nobody gonna defend your own rights as a human being. And this is why human rights is so not such a cliche thing. That's the battle, the war, our journey for achieving human rights hasn't ended. It's just only begun. And this is how human rights are violated every single day by the dictators, guys. And this is our responsibility to educate ourselves, letting people know and defend these precious rights that we have. So with that note, I want to thank you all your time today and all your those wonderful questions and also donations. I'm so sorry that I missed a lot of questions, but I will try my best to do more this kind of live sessions so I can answer your questions. Let me know also if there are any videos that you want to watch, the topics that you're curious about. I truly believe that, guys, we can do this together. That if we have enough people joining this channel and wants to see freedom in North Korea and demand accountability from Chinese Communist Party and demanding our president to act and talk to China about this issue, I think we can do that using our voice. So I'm grateful to be in this journey and in this movement with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next time. Thank you, my patrons, for moderating this chat. I look forward to seeing you all next time. I love you guys so much. Love you guys. See you soon, guys. Bye.